All right, so before the Giants game, I didn't think Kobie Turner was going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year, and he might not win Defensive Rookie of the Year still. But I actually had Jalen Carter, then I had Will Anderson, then I had Kobie Turner. But the Giants game opened up my eyes. So I went back and I wanted to see, is this just fandom? Is this just bias? Is this just recency bias? And the fact of the matter is it's not. Before we get into it, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and of course you can follow me on all social media at JKBogan. Let's dive right in as to why Kobie Turner should win Defensive Rookie of the Year and why you should send this to a friend who doesn't think that he should win Defensive Rookie of the Year. You should also send this to somebody who can legally bet on Kobie Turner winning Defensive Rookie of the Year because, hey, you could win some money if this ends up happening. And it should happen. Here's why. Okay. So, total pressures, Kobie Turner is first in pressures among all rookie defensive linemen. He's fourth in pressures among all rookies in general, regardless of position. He's fourth in pressures among all defensive linemen in the NFL. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, what I want to do with this video is make it very clear that I'm going to talk about the full, the full scope of things, his full season. But I want to put a premium on the last 7 games because to me, that's what, that's who you're voting on. And we'll get into that further. So just remember that I said that. Last 7 games, he's first in pressures among all rookies in the league. Okay. Total sacks. He's first in sacks among all defensive linemen, regardless of rookie or not. He's first in sacks among all rookies. Last 7 games, he's first in sacks among all rookies for that, just regardless of position. Total tackles. Kobie Turner right now, first in tackles among all rookie defensive linemen. He's tied for 5th in tackles among all rookies. And in total defensive stops, he's first in stops among all rookie defensive line. He's second in stops among all rookies, regardless of position. He's 7th in stops among all defensive linemen in the league. And he's first in stop percentage among all rookies. Last 7 games, he's 7th in stops among all defensive linemen. His pass rush win rate, he's 2nd in win rate among all rookie defensive line. He's 5th in win rate among all rookies, regardless of position. Last 7 games, however, he, pushed it up a little bit, actually a lot. He's first in win rate among all rookie defensive linemen. He's first in win rate among all rookies, regardless of position. And he's first in pass rush win rate among all defensive linemen in the NFL over the last 7 games. He only has 1 penalty. And Kobie has played the same number of games in the last 7 and only 2 more snaps than Jalen Carter, who is the favorite to win the award. And here are his numbers compared. So PFF grade, Kobie Turner has one of the highest grades among any player in the league right now over the last 7, 90.4 grade. He is absolutely on a tear. He's on fire. He's done wonders for the Rams. He's actually getting double teamed more than Aaron Donald, according to, I believe it was Seth Walder of ESPN, as of week 14. So that might have changed by now, but his double team rate was 0.1 higher than Aaron Donald. It was one of the highest among the league. So you can't say, well, can't vote for Kobie Turner because Aaron Donald makes things easier on him. He still does, but Kobie's still getting double teamed more than Donald, as that said. So how much better has he been than Jalen Carter? 90.4 PFF grade to a 69.9, which is Jalen Carter. He has 17 more pressures, 9 more stops, 5 more sacks, 3 more tackles, and 1 fewer missed tackle. So this is what we're talking about right now. Kobie Turner versus Jalen Carter versus Will Anderson. And I got to give a lot of credit because Joey Porter Jr. is doing a nice job. I think Deonte Banks having almost 100 targets his way. I thought he's done a nice job. Devin Witherspoon deserves mention. Byron Young deserves mention. He's got a lot of pressures this year. But I decided, these are the 3. Okay? Kobie Turner's now starting to get listed because people are starting to talk about him. And this is what happens, is that you absolutely need to have the national media talking about you if you want to win these awards. It is a popularity contest. It shouldn't be. It should be whoever's the best rookie, but it is a popularity contest. So it's good to see Kobie Turner getting his name out there. And now we're starting to see Peter Schrager come out on his show, Good Morning Football, and start to talk about Kobie Turner a little bit more. I mentioned him His defensive line coach, great defensive line coach, Eric Henderson, has mentioned him multiple times. So he's getting out there, and that's good. PFF grades Kobie as the fourth best defensive line in that time of the last 7 games. Jalen Carter's 32nd. So before we get into the 3 guys and comparing them, let's add some context here, because context is important. I'm not going to throw stats your way just for the hell of throwing stats your way. No. There needs to be context here. And the context is this. Will Anderson Jr. has more pressures than Kobie Turner. Spoiler alert, if you didn't know that. I'm sorry I spoiled that for you. Will Anderson Jr. plays outside linebacker. So, like 95% of his pass snaps are going to be, well, actually more than 95, are going to be rush snaps for him. That's not always the same with Kobie Turner, right? Kobie Turner is not rushing the passer as much as Will Anderson is off the edge. It's also harder from the interior. You're going to face more double teams. You're going to have to sift through more traffic. You could say it's the quickest way to the quarterback if you're really good, but it's not the quickest way because you still have to sift through the traffic. So Turner's job is a little bit harder. It's why it was so impressive what Aaron Donald did his rookie year. Speaking of which, Kobie Turner, if you don't think he's worth defensive rookie of the year, wait until you hear this stat. Kobie Turner tied Aaron Donald for the most sacks in a rookie season by a defensive tackle. So that's more than Geno Atkins. That's more than Chris Jones. That's more than DeForest Buckner. That's more than any of these top Quinnen Williams, Dexter Lawrence. It doesn't matter. Aaron Donald, he tied him, and he will pass him this Sunday if he gets a sack or a half sack. He's got 9. He's leading the team. So let's just be real here, okay? We're talking about a legit player that has a chance to be a superstar. I didn't think we were, and as you guys know, some people don't believe that I do this, but I do admit when I'm wrong. Quite often, I actually make fun of myself a lot. Here I am, admitting I was wrong. I wanted Adetomiwa Adebawore out of Northwestern. That's who I wanted. I did not want Kobie Turner over Adebawore. When Adebawore was there, when the Rams picked Turner, I was a little upset because I felt like Adebawore was great. I had a first-round grade on him, loved his upside. But I'll be honest with you, I didn't see what they saw in Kobie Turner. I thought he was a solid prospect. I had him as a 4th, 5th-round grade. He has blown my expectations out of the freaking water. And I liked him more after the Rams got him because then I'm able to watch more than 3 games, which I'm only able to watch really 3 games when I scout. But this was Les Snead's guy, okay? And Eric Henderson has stuck his neck out for him on social media. And when you have Eric Henderson, who's one of the best defensive line coaches in the sport, and you have, Les Snead, who's a great talent evaluator, just saying this is like his pick. He continued to put it forward. You got to give a lot of credit to those guys. And Kobie Turner, you got to give a lot of credit to him because he's done a great job. So let's talk about it. We're gonna talk about the full scope of things, then we'll do the last 7. So Will Anderson, 57 pressures, leads everybody. Jalen Carter's 44, Kobie Turner is 45. So Kobie Turner would be in second place there. However, over the last 7 games, and Will Anderson has missed games in that time, the fact of the matter is it doesn't matter because you need these guys. Availability is part of these accolades. It goes back to what I was saying, why I think Puka Nacua deserves it over CJ Stroud. I mean, availability matters. People didn't draft Puka Nacua until the 5th round because they were saying he was injury prone. That was one of the big things. He hasn't missed a game. So, anyway, Kobie Turner over the last 7 games has 32 as 45 pressures. He's absolutely come on strong. He is on a tear. He's one of the most dangerous defensive linemen in football right now. He's got 32. Will Anderson has 26 of his 57 over the last 7. He's only played 5 of those 7 games. And Jalen Carter has 15 pressures out of his 44 have come in the last 7. So Jalen Carter, to make, a long story short, Carter got off to a wicked crazy start his rookie year, okay? To start his young career, he looked like the next Aaron Donald. I said it on one of the shows. I was like, he's looking like he's the next Aaron Donald. And I don't say that lightly. And he's still a great player, but he's fallen off. The last 7 games since week 11, he's not as potent. You could say the second half of the season, he's not as good. He's not as dominant. His win rate's still high, but the production isn't there. So anyway, let's go through it. I'll add more to that. Just hang on a sec. So sacks. Kobie Turner has 9. He leads the pack there for the season. Will Anderson has 7. Jalen Carter has 6. It's ridiculous that he has 9 sacks from the interior spot. But anyway, I digress. 7 of those sacks have come in 7 games. So he's averaging a sack per game over the last 7. That's crazy. Jalen Carter has had 2 of his 6 come in the last 7. And Will Anderson has had 5 of the last 7 sacks come in the last 5 games. So Will Anderson, Kobie Turner, to me, this is between the 2 of them. I would eliminate Jalen Carter at this point. Win rate for the year, like I said, Jalen Carter started off so dominant that he was looking like he was going to be, and he still could be. I'm not saying he's not, but when we're talking accolades here, this matters. His win rate's 16.9, which leads these rookies here that we've picked. Will Anderson, 16.3 for the year, and Kobie Turner is 12.9. By the way, 12.9 is not bad. That's a very good win rate for an interior defensive lineman. But here's where it gets crazy, because over the last 7 games, you've had consistency out of Will Anderson getting up to 16.4, so staying on that same plane. Jalen Carter still good, 14.5, but went down from 16.9. Kobie Turner has raised and elevated his level of play from a 12.9 pass rush win rate all the way up to an 18.9. He's raised it by 6 points. That is crazy. He has been on an absolute freaking tear. So yes, he wins that. He wins the sacks. Will Anderson wins the pressures. But over the last 7, he's in the lead of the last 3 that we've talked about in as far as categories goes. So then total tackles. Kobie Turner has 57. Jalen Carter has 30. And Will Anderson has 44. Over the last 7 games, Kobie Turner has 23. Jalen Carter has 14. Will Anderson, 5 games, has 13. So Kobie Turner leads in tackles. Stops, so defensive stops. Kobie Turner has 36 for the year. Jalen Carter only has 13. And Will Anderson Jr. has 29. So Kobie Turner has 16 of the last 7 games. Jalen Carter has 6 in the last 7. And Will Anderson has 11. Then PFF grade for the year, Kobie Turner has an 84.6. Jalen Carter has an 86.2. And Will Anderson Jr. has an 83. Over the last 7, you have Kobie Turner at 90.4. Jalen Carter at 69.9. And wrapping it up, Will Anderson, 82.9. So in conclusion, like I said, Jalen Carter got off to a huge start, was having a great year, was dominant, was looking at like a crazy, crazy year where, I thought at one point he'd probably break the record that Donald had. And I think people thought that. Again, still great player, but the last 7 games matter, okay? And this is pretty much where you are right now. And the last 7 tells me that Kobie Turner has been the best rookie on the defensive side of the ball. According to Seth Walder, again on ESPN, through week 14, he had a 0.7 double team rate, which was higher than Jalen Carter. It's higher than most guys in the NFL, including Aaron Donald. As for Will Anderson, he's killing it, okay? If he wins it, I'm not going to complain. And you know what? Voters might say, well, hey, I voted for Puka Nacua to win Offensive Rookie of the Year over CJ Stroud, and that was hard to do. I got to give it to the Texan. I got to give the Texans some credit. So I look, I'm not even going to say that I'm against that, but he's got fewer sacks. His win rate is even lower than Kobie Turner's is over the last 7. Fewer stops, lower PFF grade. To me, Kobie Turner is your defensive rookie of the year. They've needed everything he's done to this point. You do have Will Anderson. His stats are impressive considering he missed 2 games in that 7-game span. But keep this in mind, okay? Availability is the best ability. And the bottom line is Carter missed a game. Anderson missed 2 games. Kobie Turner's been there in every game. And they've needed him. They've needed him. This is not a guy that is getting, all this. Basically, he's getting all this help from other pass rushers and everything. Byron Young's playing well, although as of late, he's kind of slowed down a little bit. But they don't have like a dominant pass rusher on the other side. They don't have a Hassan Reddick. Okay, yes, they have Aaron Donald. But when you look at the Eagles, they have Fletcher Cox. They have Hassan Reddick. They have Josh Sweat. So you can't use the argument, well, Kobie Turner has this guy and not use it for Jalen Carter, because it does make Jalen Carter's life a little easier. And Will Anderson Jr. is actually seeing a really good year across from him with Jonathan Grenard. So, look, I'm just going to say this right now. If Will Anderson wins it, I'm not going to make a big deal about it. If Jalen Carter wins it over Kobie Turner, then they're basically saying that this is a popularity contest because Kobie Turner wasn't drafted in the first round. Will Anderson wasn't. Will Anderson was, but Jalen Carter plays for the Eagles. So this is what I'll say. Jalen Carter in the first 7 games, he probably was Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year. I thought he was. I thought he was last week. And then I dove more into it, and I'm glad I did before I made a video, because quite honestly, Kobie Turner has done stuff that really, you could argue he's led to a couple of these wins. Do they beat the Giants without Kobie Turner? I don't think so. The margin for error was that slim, and Kobie Turner had to have 2.5 sacks for them to win by 1 point. You think about that, right? I just think now he's just playing at too high of a level. He's playing meaningful football, so it's not like he's on a 5-12 Rams team last year. This is a 9-7 team looking to go 10-7, get in the playoffs. We're talking about them being a potential Super Bowl contender. We'll see what ends up happening, but Turner's not playing meaningless football. Neither are any of the other two, but I will say he's been a big piece on the defensive side and a big help as to why they've won 6 of the last 7 games. So Will Anderson Jr., I think, is probably going to win the award. I think it should be Turner. So I'm going to say this is why Kobie Turner deserves to win the award. I think it is a mistake if he's not awarded this award. He's done a great job. The double team rate is there. You see the pressures, you see the sacks. I think the most important thing is he's better against the run than Jalen Carter. Like, he's way better against the run. Jalen Carter's thing is that he his win rate's really high and he gets a lot of pressures. Still doesn't have as many as Kobie Turner. Kobie Turner has 17 more in the last 7 games. So currently what we've seen is that he's slowed down over the course of a long season, and Kobie Turner has ascended. You got to give it to Kobie if you're deciding between those two. If you're deciding between Will Anderson, I still think it's Kobie, but I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. Will Anderson, he has more pressures and he's having a great year. But again, he's only had 7 sacks. Like, we've seen edge defenders who have had, 12 sacks in a season. It's like, okay, bunch of forced fumbles. Kobie Turner has 9 sacks, tied Aaron Donald's rookie record. Aaron Donald won the Rookie of the Year that year, defensive rookie. I think, regardless of where you're drafted, all that matters is that you're the best rookie at that position. I talked about it with Puka. Puka is the Rookie of the Year on the offensive side, no doubt about it. But Kobie Turner should be on the defensive side, and it's not because I'm a Rams fan. It's easy to see. The stats show it. He's one of the best already. He is going to be a special talent regardless. I don't even know if he's going to get a Pro Bowl nominee because, it's fan voting, and whatever reason, the Rams might not even get anybody. But the point is, the reason I made this video is to let you guys know, if you're fighting for this, if you're defending this and you're starting to feel like a homer, you're like, maybe I'm in too deep, and maybe it's just because he's a Ram. No, because I initially started with Jalen Carter. Started with Jalen Carter, Will Anderson at 2, and Kobie Turner at 3. And then I did more research, and those splits, the last 7 games matter. What have you done for me lately? And Kobie Turner has been one of the best players in football, regardless of position, lately. So there you go. Kobie Turner should be in my opinion, should be your defensive rookie of the year. I'm curious what you guys think in the comment section below. Share this with a friend who disagrees. I just gave stats. I didn't really add too much in my own opinion. I have an opinion, but I like using stats. And if you want to say watch the film, I've already watched the film. I can't really show the film because I'm not trying to get copyright claimed and copyright struck. But that's how I have it. So appreciate you guys. You guys take care, and I'll see you guys soon. Later, folks.
Start playing Pick'em or Weekly Fantasy for any sport today, Jake. Users will receive a 100% deposit match up to $100 if they use promo code OTE at sign up. Start playing Pick'em and Weekly Fantasy Football today with Underdog Fantasy.
Do you love talking about the Rams, the NFL, or just want to be a part of a community? Join my free Discord server today. We're over 800 members. We got 24/7 live chat, a level 3 boosted server, the ability to call into JE Live, playing online games with us on Kick streams, toggleable alerts for when I go live on YouTube or Kick so you don't miss a live stream, and exclusive giveaways. Click the link in the description, the comments section, or the link that comes up in the video to learn more and join today.